If your belly feels like the first place your body stores fat, stress may be part of the story. Not because stress creates fat out of thin air, but because it quietly changes your behavior, your appetite, and even where your body prefers to store energy. Many people work out harder and eat less, yet the waistline barely moves. That can happen when sleep is short, cravings get louder, and recovery gets weaker. Stress also pushes you toward quick calories and away from consistent routines, and when that repeats for weeks, it adds up. The goal here is simple. Understand the real drivers behind stress belly, then use a few high-leverage habits that make fat loss easier, not more punishing. You'll learn what cortisol actually does, what it doesn't do, and why the basics, protein, steps, sleep, and strength, often beat extreme plans. Let's start with the mechanism most people blame and put it in the right context. Moving to slide 2. Cortisol is the hormone everyone points to, and it's real. It rises when your body thinks it needs fuel and focus. That can be from work pressure, poor sleep, undereating, too much caffeine, or hard training with not enough recovery. Cortisol helps release energy into the bloodstream, so you can deal with a challenge. The problem is not a cortisol spike. Spikes are normal. The issue is when your day is built to keep cortisol elevated, and your evenings don't bring you back down. Over time, that pattern can nudge fat storage toward the abdominal area, especially when combined with a calorie surplus. It can also increase water retention, which makes your midsection look softer, even before true fat gain happens. So, cortisol matters, but mostly because it influences the basics: hunger, sleep, energy, and consistency. That's why the best strategy is rarely a supplement. It's changing the conditions that keep your system on high alert. Moving to slide 3. A huge piece of stress belly is simply stress eating, and it's not about willpower. Stress makes the brain value quick reward. That usually means higher calorie foods, more snacking, and larger portions without noticing. At the same time, stress can dull your awareness of fullness. You finish a meal, but your brain doesn't register satisfaction, so you keep grazing. Another sneaky factor is decision fatigue. After a long day, the simplest option wins. And the simplest option is often the most calorie-dense. Even a small daily surplus, 2 snacks you didn't plan, can add up over months. The fix is not perfection, it's making the default easier. Planned protein, pre-decided snacks, and fewer open loops like eating straight from the bag. If you want belly fat to drop, you need a calorie deficit eventually. But the most realistic way to create it under stress is to reduce friction and reduce impulsive eating moments. Moving to slide 4. Sleep is the multiplier most people underestimate. When sleep is short or fragmented, hunger hormones tend to shift in the direction of eat more. You also become more sensitive to highly palatable foods, especially later in the day. And your ability to make calm, long-term choices drops. On top of that, poor sleep reduces training quality. You might still show up, but you lift less, move less, and recover slower. That can lower your total daily energy burn without you realizing it. Sleep loss can also increase water retention and inflammation, which makes the waist feel tighter. A practical target is consistency first, not perfection. A stable wake time, a wind-down routine, and a bedroom that supports sleep. If you only change one thing for stress belly, improving sleep often makes the next changes, nutrition and exercise, feel dramatically easier. Moving to slide 5. Another driver is what I'll call the stress stack. It's when several stresses pile up at once. You train hard, you eat too little, you drink a lot of caffeine, you sleep less, and you're mentally switched on all day. Each one might be manageable alone. Together, they create a body that feels unsafe and an appetite that feels urgent. Undereating is a big one. If you slash calories aggressively, you may lose weight briefly, but you also increase hunger, reduce spontaneous movement, and make binge episodes more likely. Overtraining can do something similar, especially if you're doing intense workouts while life is already intense. The solution is to remove one stressor at a time. Keep training, but reduce intensity for a few weeks. Keep a deficit, but make it smaller. Keep caffeine, but set a cutoff time. The goal is a plan your nervous system can tolerate. Moving to slide 6. Let's talk about belly weight that isn't fat. Stress can increase bloating, constipation, and water retention. If your digestion slows, your abdomen can protrude, even when body fat hasn't changed much.
High stress also changes breathing patterns.
Many people shift into shallow chest breathing, which can increase air swallowing and gut discomfort. Sodium swings matter too. If one day is low salt and the next is very salty, the scale and waistline can jump. Carbohydrate intake can do this as well, because glycogen storage pulls water with it. None of this means you're failing. It means your body is responding to inputs. A helpful approach is to track trends, not single days. And if your belly changes dramatically from morning to night, that's often a digestion and fluid story, not pure fat gain. But what helps here is boring but effective. Consistent meals, enough fiber, enough fluids, and a calmer eating pace. Moving to slide 7. Now for what actually helps, starting with the highest return nutrition move. Protein. Protein increases fullness, supports muscle, and makes a calorie deficit easier to maintain. Under stress, it also stabilizes meals. Instead of a random snack pattern, you anchor breakfast, lunch, and dinner around a clear protein source. For many people, that alone reduces late-night grazing. Next is fiber and volume. Vegetables, beans, berries, and whole grains add bulk with fewer calories, and they support digestion. The key is to increase fiber gradually and pair it with enough fluids so you don't feel worse. A simple structure is protein plus plants at each meal, then add carbs and fats based on your activity and preference. You don't need perfect macros. You need repeatable meals that you can execute when your brain is tired. If you want one practical rule, it's this: plan your next meal before you get hungry. Moving to slide 8. If you're stressed and trying to lose belly fat, the best exercise is often the one that lowers stress while still burning calories. That's walking.
Steps are underrated because they don't feel intense, but they add up and they're easier to recover from than hard cardio.
Walking also helps regulate blood sugar after meals, which can reduce the urge to snack later. A good goal is to create a minimum steps baseline that you can hit even on busy days. Then on better days, you can do more. If you already train, think of steps as the glue that keeps your weekly energy burn consistent. Another advantage is that walking can be paired with decompression, sunlight, a slower pace, and a mental reset. You don't need a perfect number. You need a number you can repeat. Consistency is what changes body composition over months, not a single heroic workout. Moving to slide 9. Strength training matters for stress belly for a simple reason. It protects muscle while you lose fat. Muscle is metabolically active tissue, and it also shapes your waist and posture. When people diet without strength work, they often lose some muscle, and the body can look softer even at a lower scale weight. Under stress, the best strength plan is not the most complicated one. It's 2 to 4 sessions per week, focused on big patterns: squat or leg press, hinge, push, pull, and carries. Keep most sets at a challenging but controlled effort. Leave a rep or 2 in the tank. That reduces the recovery cost, while still driving progress. If your life stress is high, you can keep intensity moderate and still get results. The win is showing up and progressing slowly. Over time, that improves insulin sensitivity, makes maintenance calories higher, and supports a leaner look around the midsection. Moving to slide 10. One of the fastest ways to reduce stress-driven eating is to regulate your nervous system on purpose. That doesn't have to be spiritual or complicated. It can be 2 minutes of slow breathing before meals or a short walk after a tense meeting. The point is to shift from threat mode into safe mode, because digestion and appetite control work better there. Another practical tool is a brain dump. If your mind is looping, write down the tasks and the next physical step for each one. Your brain relaxes when it trusts you won't forget. Also, build transition rituals. A 5-minute buffer between work and home can prevent the stress of one environment from spilling into the next. These are small moves, but they reduce the background noise that drives cravings. Fat loss is easier when your baseline stress is lower, even if nothing else changes. Moving to slide 11. Let's make this extremely practical with a stress belly day template. First, eat a protein-forward breakfast. It reduces mid-morning snacking. Second, schedule one walk, even if it's 10 minutes, and treat it like an appointment. Third, pick one strength session or a short home routine and keep it simple. Fourth, choose a planned snack that you actually like, so you're not improvising at 4 p.m. Fifth, set a caffeine cutoff that protects sleep. For many people, that's early afternoon, but the right time depends on sensitivity. Sixth, create a wind-down trigger, dim lights, a warm shower, stretching, or reading. The goal is to make your evening predictable. When your day is chaotic, predictability is calming. Do this most days, and you'll usually see two changes: fewer cravings and better consistency with a modest calorie deficit. Moving to slide 12. A quick warning about common traps. First, doing more and more intense workouts while sleep is getting worse. That often backfires through higher hunger and lower recovery. Second, skipping meals to be good, then overeating at night. Third, relying on ultra-processed diet foods that don't satisfy you, so you keep searching for more. Fourth, weighing yourself daily and reacting emotionally to water shifts. If you want accurate feedback, use weekly averages or measure waist trends under similar conditions. Fifth, expecting spot reduction. You can't choose where fat comes off first. The belly is often last, especially for men with higher visceral fat and for women around hormonal transitions. What you can control is the process: a sustainable deficit, strength training, steps, and sleep. If you stay with the process long enough, the belly follows. The body resists change. Then it suddenly catches up. Patience is not a personality trait here. Moving to slide 13. So here's the bottom line. Stress belly weight is usually not one villain. It's a combination of chronic stress signals, reduced sleep, higher cravings, less movement, and a calorie surplus that sneaks in through convenience. The fix is also not one hack. It's a small set of repeatable behaviors that lower stress and raise consistency. Start with sleep protection because it makes everything else easier. Anchor meals with protein and add fiber-rich foods for fullness. Build a steps baseline you can hit even on rough days. Lift weights in a way that you can recover from and progress slowly. And add one daily downshift habit so your nervous system gets a clear signal that the day is safe. If you want to take one action right now, choose just one lever for the next 2 weeks and do it consistently. For a comment, tell me which is harder for you: A, sleep, or B, stress eating. If this was helpful, subscribe for more evidence-based, practical health explanations. This information is not a substitute for medical advice. Sleep deeper. Recover faster. Age slower.